my name is Beck and welcome to my new filming location. This is the first video in my new house. I'm sorry that it's a little bit echoey, but we have not got any furniture yet. We haven't even started painting the house yet, so super early days, but I had to film here because it is so peaceful. And this is the first look at my TBR cart. I have assembled this. I've got all the books on the floor. So this is here's my TBR cart and my updated Unread books video, because I did one probably earlier this year, a couple of months ago, and some of them I've read, some of them I've unhauled and I've added to this pile. So I thought, why not do an updated version? So I think that's what I'm going to do. These first few were on my initial video. So we've got Shadow of the Gods, A Memory Called Empire, and A City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett, Battle Mage, The Justice of Kings, and also Snow Crash, which is on my September TBR, but given how busy September is with getting the house sorted and all the carpet masking taped and tarped so that we can scrub all the walls and then paint everything, I don't think I'm going to get to much in September. I had a high hope for my TBR. It's not really happening though. Something that is short on my TBR though is Check Please, which I'm also aiming to read in September. And then I've got 2 comic volumes that I have not included in a book haul yet. I don't even know if these are on my Goodreads yet, but we've got volume 1 of Fence and then volume 1 of Outcast by the same author who wrote The Walking Dead. Her Majesty's Royal Coven, which I started recently and then DNF'd, not because I didn't want to read it, but just because my mood didn't really fit the book at the time. So I'll hopefully pick this up again in a couple of months. And then in my first video, I had Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, but I've since read that and really liked it. So I now have Fevered Star. Yes, I almost said Fevered Sun. This is the sequel to Black Sun, and I don't know if it's a duology or if it's a trilogy, but no doubt I'll find out. And then based on a couple of different booktuber videos that I reacted to, I have a couple of books here that I thought I would have read by now, but life just has gotten in the way in some respects, so I haven't really got to these. Maybe the beginning of next year I might reach for them, or even at the end of this year, I'm not sure yet. But one of them is A Man Called Ove, and then the other is A Thousand Splendid Suns, and both of these are more literary fiction based. They're not really the wheelhouse I would usually reach for, but I've heard that these are both excellent, and so that's why I bought them, because I really want to like them too. Even though they're not usually what I'd reach for, I do want to give them a try. And then also included in the Booktubers series that I'm doing are some fantasy titles, and one of them is The Lost War, and this is a self-published book, I believe. This is one of Daniel Green's favorites, and I thought I should try it out as well. And then we've also got The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding, and that was one of Murphy Napier's favorites. So between these two, I think they're going to keep me busy for a while. I also went out and bought Senlin Ascends, and I am convinced after reading the first 6 pages that I'm probably going to hard DNF this when I've read the first 50 or so pages, but I said that I would do it for a challenge and I'm going to. So I've been putting off the end of the vlog for this particular book, and I need to just get on board with vlogging the reaction I have to the last couple of pages or to the beginning couple of pages, and then just putting it down, or maybe I'll find that it surprises me and I will end up enjoying it a lot more than I think. So I need to try this and I just keep putting it off. It does start with a trope that I don't like, which is the woman in the fridge trope. That's why I've been avoiding it. Then I have another book, I think it's the last book on here that was on my video last time, and that is Kushal's Dart, which is 1,000 pages long. And I've been told that it's not urban fantasy and to give it 101 pages before I think about DNFing it, because there's apparently a turning point there that's quite riveting. So I think this has already made it into my 2023 list. I'm mentally putting it off, I think, because it's so chunky. So I don't think I'll read it this year, but it's on my TBR nonetheless. Then there was a re-release this year, and that is the Alcatraz and the Evil Librarians, which is another middle grade series by Brandon Sanderson. And then of course I have a bunch of Terry Pratchett. So I've got Guards and Men at Arms, which are the 2 books that I wanted to get to, but I didn't quite make it to. So these might end up being on my TBR for early next year as well, because I'm starting to think about my 2023 TBR, and I keep putting these off in my monthly videos, which means I'm not in the mood to read them yet, so maybe I will next year. And then I've also got a few more Terry Pratchett books. So I've got Equal Rights, The Light Fantastic, Sorcery, and then The Colour of Magic, which I have read. And these are all of the Discworld books, but you can read them out of order, so I'm really consulting Dave on this because I've never read Terry Pratchett before, apart from The Colour of Magic, which is technically a book one, but it's also not where you're supposed to start. And then last but definitely not least, I have a box set of Alice Oseman's books, which are these lovely editions. So I've read Solitaire and I'm probably going to read Radio Silence next, and I obviously haven't read I Was Born for This or Loveless. But if you think I should read them in a different order to what I have mentally put out for myself, let me know, because I really don't know. I'm just guessing based on how I feel about them. So Radio Silence is the one that I've seen the most hype for, aside from Solitaire, because Solitaire is directly linked to Heartstopper. Even though I know all of Alice Oseman's books generally link together, I'm not sure in what aspects necessarily and what characters, but I'm thinking Radio Silence next. So yeah, that is my whole TBR cart, my entire physical TBR. I have not counted how many books are here. Maybe I should do that. There's about 26, which is pretty good for my TBR because I like to keep it roughly under 30, and I think that will fluctuate coming towards Christmas because I get books for Christmas. I've ordered a few books and I've pre-ordered a few books because there are some releasing at the end of this year, so it's definitely going to go up and down, but I like to keep my TBR pretty tangible, and so I'm very happy with this number. But let me know if you also have a TBR cart, because I have recently caved and bought one, but for good reason, because now I can just wheel this anywhere in the house and it doesn't matter what room we are painting, because I can wheel this elsewhere and we won't have to paint around a bookshelf. But there you go, that is the end of my TBR video, my updated unread reading pile. Let me know if you have heaps of books on your TBR or only a few. I would love to hear from you, but thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video and I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.